We will begin, and I need to check out here a second, and I believe we will begin this morning. So we're going to begin this morning's meeting, June 24th, Board of Commissioners, Franklin County Board of Commissioners meeting. And I want to remind folks that this is a public meeting, so we expect the quorum as though it's a public meeting, a live and in-person public meeting. The meeting is being recorded, so understand that as we begin. If you are on your phone, you need to press *6 to mute yourself. At the end of the meeting, we will accept questions from the media. Excuse me. This morning, we will begin the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Commissioner Brown.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America,
and to the
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You're screwing it up, Kevin.
You know, the other day I had a public meeting where they began the meeting and they dispensed with the Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of the meeting. And they said the reason is because when you do these video conferences, it's so hard. It's so hard to do that. And then the Pledge of Allegiance becomes jumbled like that. And I thought about it and I was like, well, every Tuesday when we do this, that's what happens with the Pledge of Allegiance. But I thought about it and I thought, you know what? Right now is not the time for us to dispense with the Pledge of Allegiance.
It's not.
We need to do it every Tuesday morning, even if it's kind of jumbled and embarrassing. We need to do it anyway. And so we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance on Tuesday mornings, even if they are awkward and it seems a little goofy. We're going to do it anyway, just because we don't need to do away with the Pledge of Allegiance right now. So anyway, we need, after that after that awkward Pledge of Allegiance, I need a motion for the approval of the minutes of the November 12th, 2019 general session, the June 18th, 2020 briefing session, and the June 15th, 17th, and 19th, 2020 administrative briefings.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner Boies?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved. And Commissioner, I'm hard pressed to ever correct you, sir, but today is the 23rd of June, not the 24th.
I apologize. Did I do that? I did do that wrong. I am sorry. Today is the 3rd of June. I apologize. You know, it is the pandemic and it is Groundhog Day. And so I just jumped ahead. I don't know why I did that. Yesterday was my brother's birthday. I should have known better. Today's my nephew's birthday. So I should have known better than to jump ahead. So I apologize to everyone. Today is June 23rd. Thank you, Clerk Hendenlang. Let's move on to our engineer, Mr. Robertson, who is in Studio A.
Resolution number 411-20. Resolution authorizing the Second Amendment to the Intergovernmental Agreement between the Franklin County Board of Commissioners, the Franklin County Engineers Office, and the Franklin County Transportation Improvement District, and the amount of $923,958.
Good morning, commissioners and staff. For the record, my name is Cornell Robertson, county engineer for everyone in Franklin County. And before I start my presentation, I would like to say thank you to President O'Grady for continuing with the Pledge of Allegiance. I feel the same way. It's important for us to continue saying the pledge, even if it's a conglomeration of multiple voices. I think that's important to hear as well. So thank you very much. Commissioners, this resolution, as stated, is the Second Amendment to the Intergovernmental Agreement among your board, Franklin County Engineers Office, and the Franklin County Transportation Improvement District. Specifically, this resolution establishes a pledge of revenue from your board to the TID for the demolition of the pedestrian bridge over High Street between address 375 South High and 410 South High. The next steps would include entering a contract between the TID and a demolition contractor, and the demolition is expected to occur in early fall. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval.
If there are no further comments or questions, I will move approval of 4/11/20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boies,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 411-20 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much. Have a great day.
The
Two.
sooner the
Thank you.
better that you can get that bridge down.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Will do.
right. Thank you. All right. On to the Board of Elections. Good morning, Director Leonard.
Resolution number 412-20, resolution authorizing a transfer of general fund appropriations in order to provide the budgetary allotment for meeting the July through December payroll and other obligations.
Good morning, Commissioners. It is Ed Leonard, Director of the Board of Elections. Thank you for taking up this resolution this morning. The resolution you have before you is to transfer to the Board of Elections the balance of the 2020 Board of Elections budget in the amount of $5,236,203. This transfer is going to allow the board to continue its operations for the balance of the year in preparation for the upcoming general election. At the beginning of June, the board completed the extended 2020 primary election when the board completed the 4 recounts as well as the standard post-election audit. As many of you know, we've been planning for the 2020 general election for quite a while now, but now that we finally put the 2020 primary to bed, we can devote a lot of our full attention to preparing for the general election. We've been working internally for months, and we're continuing to kind of circle and evaluate what we do from here going forward. We're working with the Secretary of State. We're also conferring with some of the other larger counties to brainstorm other ideas as we prepare for the upcoming election in the COVID-19 environment. But unless there are any other questions, I respectfully request approval of the resolution.
If there are no questions, I'll move approval of 4/12/20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boies,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 412-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
All right. We are now moving on to, excuse me, moving on to the Franklin County Data Center.
Resolution number 413-20, resolution authorizing a contract with Tyler Technologies to purchase Tyler Content Management Software and professional services to implement Tyler Content Management and Employee Self-Service for the existing Munis Enterprise Resource Planning System in the amount of $156,875.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Adam Frumpkin, the Franklin County Data Center CIO. Franklin County Data Center, along with the Franklin County Auditor's Office, recognize the need to modernize the W-2 process, integrating it with the current Munis Enterprise Resource Planning System. This is an important to move forward, reducing technical debt of the aging W-2 process, and second, application to utilizing a single system of record in Munis and creating a new employee self-service for pay, advices, and W-2s. Recognizing the need for technical assistance to complete the migration of legacy W-2 information and implementation of the new W-2 application. Tyler Technologies Center and Auditor's Office to fulfill the requirements through a statement of work and contract. The Franklin County Automatic Data Processing Board has reviewed and approved resolution number 20-026 recommending this project, and the attached purchase order that has been described on the purchase order list and contract agreement with Tyler Technologies in an amount not to exceed $156,800.
What was that? I couldn't hear.
I know, Commissioner. I'm sorry, Adam. I had to mute you. Your connection started to sound really bad. So you did not get to finish presenting your resolution, sir. I'm sorry. The connection, it was really bad. I'll unmute you to see if it's any better, but it was not a pleasant sound. Can you try to unmute yourself for me, please? Yeah.
Better.
Does that sound any better?
There you go.
Okay.
There,
Sorry.
yeah.
I've changed to different equipment that I have in my office. So where would you like me to pick up, Dean?
Quite frankly, if you could just start from the top, I want to make sure that we have it on record, Adam.
Sure, not a problem. All right, so good morning, commissioners. My name is Adam Frumkin, Franklin County Data Center CIO. The Franklin County Data Center, along with the Franklin County Auditor's Office, recognize the need to modernize the W-2 process, integrating it with the current Munis Enterprise Resource Planning System. This is an important move to forward reducing technical debt of the aging W-2 process and second application to utilizing a single system of record in Munis and creating a new employee self-service for pay advices and W-2s. Recognizing the need for technical assistance to complete the migration of legacy W-2 information and implementation of the new W-2 application, Tyler Technologies will work with both the data center and the auditor's office to fulfill the requirements through a statement of work and contract. The Franklin County Automatic Data Processing Board has reviewed and approved resolution number 20-026 recommending this project. The attached purchase order that is individually described on the purchase order for proof, list, and contract agreement with Tyler Technologies in the amount not to exceed $156,875. I would also like to thank purchasing and Megan Perry Ballinier and the prosecuting attorney's office, Harold Anderson, for their dedication in aiding in finalizing the contract. And pending any questions, I would like to respectfully ask for your approval of this resolution in the process of future-proofing the technology of Franklin County.
Thank you, Adam. And commissioners, just so you know, all lines were muted to reduce background noise, so you will need to unmute yourselves. Commissioner Brown, I think you're okay.
Yeah. Any questions from my colleagues?
No.
Otherwise, I'll move for approval of 41320.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boies,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 413-20 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Have a great
you.
day.
All right, we are now onto the law library.
Resolution number 414-20, resolution allowing the law library to enter into a 5-year contract with LexisNexis for patron access in the amount of $6,599.34.
Good morning, Commissioners. Angela Baldry, Director of the Franklin County Law Library. This first resolution is a 5-year renewal for our patron access. It's the plan that we use inside the library for the attorneys and the public who come in. Normally, upon renewal, it's a 3% increase. I was able to get it to a 1% increase, and that amount will actually stay the same the entire 5 years of the contract. Pending any questions, I would ask for acceptance.
Great. I'll move for approval of 41420.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boies,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 414-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 415-20, resolution allowing the law library to enter into a 5-year county-wide contract with LexisNexis in conjunction with the Board of County Commissioners, Common Pleas Court, Domestic Relations Court, Probate Court, the Clerk of Courts, the Public Defender, Child Support Enforcement, and the Prosecuting Attorney in the amount of $10,360.
Thank you. The second contract is for the county-wide plan, which includes all the previously mentioned agencies. Again, it is a 5-year contract, I was able to get a 1% increase upon renewal of the contract, and it will stay that amount for the entire 5 years again.
I'll move approval of 4/15/20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boies,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 415-20 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we are now moving on to the sanitary engineer.
Resolution number 416-20, resolution authorizing a contract agreement with the Ryder Company Incorporated for the Century Acres Pump Station and Force Main Project in the amount of $1,677,312.23.
Good morning, Commissioners. This resolution is asking for approval of a contract with the Ryder Company to convert the Century Acres wastewater facility to a pump station. We are very excited about this one. This will actually, the Century Acres discharges naturally into the Big Run over on the eastern side of the county. Once we convert this to a pump station, you will have only 2 discharge facilities. Everything else is a pump station. This pump station will pump into the Grove City sewer collection system, which then transports over to the city of Columbus for final treatment. The Ryder Company has done great work for us in the past. They built our water plant in the Timberlake area, and they've also constructed 2 other pump stations, the Cherrydale and the Oakers Knolls pump stations. We have a very good relationship with them. We really like the work they do, and I recommend approval of this contract.
Any comments or questions? I'll move approval of 416/20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boies,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 416-20 has been adopted.
Commissioners, thank you very much.
Thanks, Stephen. All right, on to the Department of Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 417-20, resolution authorizing a settlement to Tangray M. Shaw for a disputed vehicle damage claim due to an auto accident involving a Franklin County Job and Family Services employee in the amount of $899.44.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director, Job and Family Services. This accident occurred on February 14th, 2020, when one of our employees was driving northbound on I-71 behind Mrs. Shaw's vehicle. Both vehicles were slowing to stop for blocking traffic ahead of them when our vehicle struck her vehicle. Both vehicles sustained damage, but no injuries were reported. The negotiated settlement as allowed by the Ohio Revised Code 2744.05 amounts to $500 for property damage to Mrs. Shaw's vehicle and $399.44 for a rental vehicle. This claim was processed through Fleet Management, and the file has been reviewed and claim recommended by the prosecutor's office. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
I'll move approval of 417/20.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boies,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 417-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 418-20.
Oh, Chris Long, can you get after it, please?
Resolution approving subaward agreements with Community Refugee and Immigration Services, Ethiopian Tehuedo Social Services, Jewish Family Services, and Us Together Incorporated for refugee employability programs in the amount of $324,958.
As you know, we are the only county job and family services agency to receive state refugee social service funding. This funding is intended to help eligible newly arrived refugees across the Central Ohio region address challenges and barriers to employment, such as language, education, and work skills. The ultimate goal is to help move these individuals and families who have been impacted by trauma and violence into employment as soon as possible. During the first year of this 3-year grant agreement, Our Franklin County Refugee Social Service Collaborative Partners enrolled 386 participants, and nearly 3/4 or 286 of them obtained employment, exceeding the state's target of 53%. Most of these jobs are full-time with benefits providing an average wage of $14.32 per hour, also exceeding the state's target of $12.50 per hour. This resolution supports goal number 4 of the Rise Together Blueprint, improving the delivery of supportive services to individuals to access employment. The RSS providers expect to enroll 120 new participants through September. This number will increase once we receive a subsequent allocation from ODJFS later this year. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
All of these organizations do a wonderful job, so I'm happy to move for approval of 4/18/20.
Second.
I muted myself. Imagine that. Excuse me. Moved and
Come on, get
seconded.
it together, Dean.
I'm telling you,
You're afraid of Chris.
I could hear her yelling at me already. Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boies,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 418-20 has been adopted. Resolution number 419-20, resolution approving subaward agreements with the Columbus Urban League, Godman Guild Association, and Tech Corps, Ohio for the Franklin County Ready to Earn Youth Work Readiness Program in the amount of $868,964.76.
This third and final, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say welcome, President Hightower, but Vivian.
Okay. This third and final resolution this morning, the Ready to Earn program, is a 6 weeks comprehensive work readiness training program that will serve approximately 310 eligible youth ages 14 and 15. This program offers youth the opportunity to develop employability and technical skills and skills necessary to be successful in today's workplace while earning a stipend that helps to meet basic needs. The Columbus Urban League and the Godman Guild Association will provide 3 weeks of interactive virtual work readiness training covering essential workplace behaviors and 21st century workplace skills. Tech Corps will provide a 3-week training designed to teach essential technology skills while exposing youth to IT career options such as cybersecurity, programming, and data analytics. All young people that participate will receive a stipend of $700 with the opportunity to earn an additional $300 in performance-based incentives. This resolution supports goal number 11 of the Commissioner's Rise Together Blueprint to develop and deploy comprehensive career readiness support for students with exposure to work and integrated skill-based learning. And as you mentioned, Commissioner O'Grady, we are joined this morning by Columbus Urban League President Stephanie Hightower, who will speak to us a little bit about providing work readiness in a virtual environment. Welcome, President Hightower.
President, you're still muted.
Thank you. I tried to unmute myself earlier, Dean, and you muted me back. Good morning, commissioners. Good morning, Administrator Wilson, and good morning, Vivian. Just want to say first, thank you for your leadership as it relates to announcing that racism is a public health crisis in Franklin County. As we go through all of not only the pandemic, but now the social justice and equity issues, not only in this community, but this country, to have your leadership in this space is really important. This program for the summer is, I think, one of those programs that is definitely needed. The Rise Together Blueprint examines the need for having families and young people in particularly engaged with the pandemic and all of the learning that has been lost because we had or could not have school. This is a tremendous opportunity for our young people to be able to continue that learning this summer and to also earn money. We know that a lot of those young people, probably their families, had individuals who were laid off or who were not able to continue to work. We know that by the 1st of next month, that unemployment and the stimulus checks that came in, that's going to be coming to an end. And so families, especially Black families and brown families that have already been disproportionately impacted by the pandemic, are going to need to have this boost. So kudos to you for your foresight in understanding the importance of actually implementing those action steps in the blueprint, because that's what our community is looking for. We are looking for our leaders to actually be actionable and their steps be actionable. And this is one of those that I'm sure our community is grateful for. And trust me, those kids that have been ringing our phones, they are also ready to go to work. And we're looking forward to having that virtual program for our young people this summer. So thank you very much.
Commissioner Brown, Commissioner Boies.
Yeah, I was just gonna, let me just start by saying
Go
thank you, Commissioner O'Grady. Thank you, President Hightower. One of the things that I really like, what I'm seeing with the Urban League, is the readiness for this moment that you are as an institution. And when I say that, I'm thinking of all of the different tentacles that you have in the community, from the conversation, facilitation, to being able to take ideas and bring them to reality to help us move this needle. And I just really think that you couldn't ask for more from an agency like the Urban League than the being prepared for the opportunity. And so I just wanted to recognize, and I've been watching really closely lately what the Urban League has been able to do, and it's a unique and very significant role in Central Ohio, and your leadership is very much a part of that. And so I just wanted to recognize this program specifically is an example of that kind of readiness and that kind of ability to deploy an idea into something that matters and makes a difference. So thank you for everything the Urban League is doing.
I agree with you, Commissioner, and I would also say bringing along the other agencies to work with you makes this even a stronger program. Having the Godman Guild and having Tech Corps working together with the Urban League makes this such a great program, because you can combine all of the skill development as well as what you offer at the Urban League with skills and training that you do with your leadership. And it's such a great program times 3, it's wonderful. So thank you.
President Hightower, over the last few years, you and I have had many conversations about all the places that Franklin County and the Urban League partner. And it's interesting, in January, before the pandemic began, or as the pandemic probably was beginning, but before we understood it, if you'd have told me that we were going to partner as much as we are partnering, more than we've partnered in the past, I don't think I probably would have necessarily understood without knowing the extent of this pandemic. But we look back over the last 3 or 4 months, and we think about all of the partnerships that we formed during this pandemic, and the work that we've been doing as a county, both internally and externally. And you have been one of our biggest allies. You've been one of our biggest partners. And so the words of both of my colleagues are ringing true this morning. The work that you've been doing, that you always do in the community, but pairing that work with the work that we do and the work that we're trying to get done has been critical in this time. And so appreciate the partnership, continue to appreciate the partnership. And as Commissioner Boies says, the fact that you've been so well positioned to be able to help us get the work done that we all need to get done in the community has been tremendous. And so very much regard the ongoing partnership between your agency and Franklin County. So thank you.
Thank you.
I'll move for approval of 4/19/20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 419-20 has been adopted.
Thank you very much, Commissioners, and have a great day.
And thank
You
you.
too, Vivian.
Everybody's
Thank you. You
ready.
too.
We are ready to go. The kids are ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you, President Hightower.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, let's move on to justice policy and programs.
Resolution number 420-20, resolution authorizing a no-cost contract extension of the Access Innovation Project of the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation and the Urban Institute.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Daniels, Director of the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. And as stated in the title, the Urban Institute and the MacArthur Foundation are giving us a no-cost extension to spend these dollars through the end of September, recognizing the challenges that COVID has caused in our ability to stay on track with some of the things we were doing. We are absolutely certain we will spend these dollars out by the end of September, with paperwork to be finalized and closed in October. And we're also submitting for a follow-on capstone grant application building on this work. Pending any questions, we'd ask for your approval.
I'll move for approval of 4/20/20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 420-20 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thanks, Michael. All right, let's now move on to the purchasing department. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning.
Resolution number 421-20, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,093,400.73.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry-Balanier, Director of Purchasing. This resolution requests your approval of 88 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. This week, 13 out of 16 eligible POs totaling $195,331.65 are being presented for award to 2 small and emerging business enterprises, 6 women business enterprises, and 5 minority business enterprises. This represents 81% of the eligible PO volume and 96% of the eligible PO dollar value. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
I will move for approval of 4/21/20.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 421-20 has been adopted.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, so the Board of
You too.
Commissioners. Thanks, Megan.
Resolution number 422-20, resolution reappointing Kenneth N. Wilson to the Solid Waste Authority of Central Ohio Board of Trustees.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis, Deputy Administrator. Pending any questions or other trash puns, I'd recommend approval of this one.
I won't do it. I won't do it.
I was going to say, I'm glad you threw that in there, Eric, because my guess is Commissioner Boyce was going to immediately vote no or abstain or something.
No. Let it go.
I will say this. Ken has done, in my estimation, a tremendous job, and I appreciate the work that both you guys are doing down there. Ty does a great job. And I will not make a cleanup joke, but I will say that things at Swaco are a far cry from where I found them to be years back, and I won't get into the history of it, but it did come up in my Facebook feed not long ago. Some of the history that happened down there, and my wife and I did have a bit of a chuckle about the email that I received sitting at my son's baseball game, and what a hoot that was. But it has been a long ride, and it is a major change from where things were, and with Ken and Eric and others, Commissioner Boyce in his time there, Commissioner Brown in your time there, it has been a major change. and things at SWACO are, I mean, I could go on and on days on there, but there's been a major change down at SWACO, and it's, the residents and customers of SWACO are much better off because of it. Residents of Franklin County, customers of SWACO are much better off because of it. It's taken some time, but it's great stuff. So thanks. And Ken, thanks for your leadership down there.
Thank you.
Commissioner O'Grady, I agree. It's certainly not a waste of an appointment.
Oh, you couldn't resist.
I could resist.
You just couldn't resist.
Mark, you missed the best of them last week.
I thought Commissioner Boies.
I'm trying to move for approval of this resolution 42220. I'll move in approval of it.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting. Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner Boies,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 422-20 has been adopted.
All right. Clerk Lang, do we have any journalizations?
One, Commissioner. From Economic Development and Planning, case number ANX-11-20, a municipal annexation petition ANX-11-20 was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on June 16th, 2020. The petition is requesting to annex 0.4 more or less acres from Jackson Township to the city of Grove City. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on July 7th, 2020. Site public right-of-way along Jackson Pike. That's it, Commissioner.
Excellent. Do we have any questions from the media this morning? I see Mr. Kovac there. Two questions or saying peace.
Two quick questions.
He does look like he's straight out of the late 1960s.
There you go. I'm trying. Has there been any change at all in the standoff or whatever concerning paid advertising with the elections board moving toward the general election? I know you okayed the spending authority for the rest of the year, but there hasn't been any indication that there's paid advertising coming to the scale that you are seeking, right?
There certainly should be with the new legislation and the new environment that we're in based on the legislation that's being considered and something that's going to be passed. Certainly there's going to be a lot of confusion about what this election is going to look like. So there certainly should be. That doesn't mean that our friends that are members of the Board of Elections on the opposite side of the aisle are going to have any sort of a new change of heart or change of mind on this issue, but there certainly should be. I don't know what the latest answer to that is. I haven't had a conversation with anybody regarding that. Does anybody else all know anything different?
I have not heard any change from any of the board.
Commissioners, there's been no progress of note as it relates to a bipartisan adoption of a communications plan on the part of the Board of Elections. Deputy Director Ed Leonard noted last week in briefing that there hadn't been any agreement on a communications plan. Hence, the action that was approved today did not include $400,000 that OMB has that's in reserve. Of course, the board has been standing willing and ready to fund a communications plan upon receipt, but there hasn't been any action at this time. So that money will remain on reserve.
I'm sorry, that $400,000 is for specifically in reserve for advertising?
It was always put there in the 2020 approved budget for advertising.
Hey, one last thought on this. I have to get going. I have another meeting. The primary did not come off at all. We had a mail-in primary. We didn't get to use these machines anywhere near like we thought we were going to. So we didn't even have a chance to test these machines. So there really ought to be, dollars spending, but whether or not we're going to get to, they really should be considering doing this because, the primary was not what it should have been. So, Mark, sorry, do you have a question?
I have one other quick question, probably for the administrator. Can you remind me why it's important or the reasoning behind removing the pedestrian bridge?
I I apologize. I gotta go.
That's fine.
Looking at the county's long range capital plan, master plan, it's just looking at the long range building plan, conversations that will resume very shortly with the city of Columbus regarding the development of a new municipal court. It's right now, and based on the structural analysis of the walkway, it would not be part of the county's long range master plan out 10 years plus.
Okay, good enough. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Good to be back.
Commissioners, do we have any other business?
No. We are done, huh?
All right. You guys have a great day. Take care now.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.